Pilot saves weak creature, but it's cosmic power unleashed. Kai steadied his grip on the controls of his scout fighter, the cockpit alive with the buzz of warning systems. Helion, a Class 4 storm world, churned below, its surface lashed by plasma winds, screaming past 300 kilometers per hour. At 24, Kai was lean, with sharp brown eyes and short black hair tucked under his helmet, a junior pilot in the Alliance Fleet's 12th Recon Squadron. His uniform, marked with the squadron's insignia, clung to his frame as he navigated the chaos. Precision defined him, every move calculated, every risk weighed. The planet's electromagnetic interference scrambled his sensors, forcing manual adjustments. Kai tilted the fighter's nose, descending toward the glowing forests that shimmered like liquid starlight. His mission was to map resource nodes, seeking rare isotopes buried in the terrain. He deployed a swarm of 20 drones, their beams cutting through the haze to scan a 50-square-kilometer grid. Within minutes, one drone signaled an anomaly, a powerful energy signature pulsing from a cave system, its passages carved by ancient lava flows. Protocol demanded he report and retreat, but curiosity tugged harder. Kai banked toward a rocky outcrop, lightning illuminating jagged spires as he landed. He activated his Mark IV exosuit, its sleek frame rated for 500 degrees Celsius heat, thrusters humming for short bursts of flight. With a handheld scanner in one hand and a plasma pistol holstered at his hip, he stepped into the storm. The suit's visor filtered the toxic air, and his boots crunched on scorched stone as he approached the cave mouth. Inside, narrow passages twisted, lined with bioluminescent fungi casting an eerie blue glow. Kai moved cautiously, scanner beeping as seismic rumbles shifted loose rocks. The air grew heavier, thick with the planet's volatile gases. Deep in the chamber, he found the source, a small creature no longer than 25 centimeters, glowing faintly like a dying ember. It lay trapped beneath a collapsed boulder, its weak energy pulses signaling distress. Kai engaged the exosuit's hydraulic enhancers, capable of lifting 1,000 kilograms. Muscles tensed as the machinery whirred, lifting the boulder with a grinding groan. Debris rained down, and he sidestepped a falling shard, the suit absorbing the impact. Freed, the creature stirred, its tendrils latching onto his arm with startling speed. A jolt surged through Kai's mind, a rudimentary neural link forming, flooding him with its primal urges. Survive, escape. He named it Nyx, a nod to ancient myths of night. A gas vent erupted nearby, spewing ionized mist. Kai raised his arm, shielding Nyx as heat washed over his suit. Alarms blared in his helmet. Storm surges were flooding the cave with charged particles. He sprinted back, Nyx clinging to him. Crystal growths blocked the path, glinting in the dim light. Drawing his plasma pistol, Kai fired precise bursts, vaporizing obstacles in bursts of white-hot energy. Sparks danced as he carved a way forward. Reaching his fighter, Kai saw floodwaters rising, swirling with electrified debris. He secured Nyx in a containment field, its soft hum stabilizing the creature's vitals. Emergency thrusters roared to life, rocketing the ship from the cave just as rocks exploded behind them. The cockpit shook, but Kai held steady, guiding the craft into orbit. Helion storms churned below, a chaotic sea of plasma and light. In the silence of space, Kai composed an encrypted report to the Alliance command ship, detailing Nyx's anomalous energy output, comparable to a small fusion reactor. He leaned back, the neural link still tingling, whispering fragments of alien instinct. Stars gleamed beyond the canopy, indifferent to the weight of his discovery. Nyx pulsed gently in its field, its glow steadying as if acknowledging his presence. The bond felt alive, a bridge to something vast and uncharted. Kai hesitated before sending the report. Alliance protocol demanded immediate transfer of artifacts, but Nyx was no mere object. It had chosen him, its tendrils weaving a connection deeper than duty. He added a note to his log: potential tactical asset, sentient. The command ship acknowledged, relaying rendezvous coordinates. Kai set course, engines humming as he left Helion's wrath behind. Docking with the Endurance, a massive cruiser among the fleet's 150 ships patrolling the Orion Arm, Kai stepped into its sterile corridors. Crew members nodded as he passed, respecting the recon pilot's nerve. Nyx floated in its containment field, drawing curious glances. In the biocontainment lab, technicians swarmed, their probes revealing organic circuits within Nyx, resembling quantum processors. It absorbed ambient energy, growing to 30 centimeters in hours. Kai felt the bond deepen, flashes of alien vistas crossing his mind, stars and skies unknown to humanity. During a debrief with Captain Reyes, a stern veteran with scars etched across his jaw, Kai argued to keep Nyx aboard. "It's more than an artifact," he said, voice firm. "It could shift our edge against rival factions." Reyes considered, eyes narrowing, then nodded. "Observe for now." Back in the lab, Nyx hovered, its glow intensifying. Kai stood before the glass, the link pulsing like a heartbeat. He sensed its gratitude, its curiosity mirroring his own. The cruiser's alarms shattered the moment. Unidentified vessels approached, their crystalline hulls decloaking on the bridge's view screen. Illyrian scouts. A voice demanded the Celestial Warden. Princess Leora's silver-skinned face appeared, light wings framing her regal form. Tension crackled as Kai countered with Alliance protocols, buying time. Nyx projected a mental image, confirming its choice to bond with him. The standoff ended in a fragile truce, but hidden Illyrian drones trailed the Endurance. Kai devised a plan, diving back into Helion's storms to lose them. As the cruiser vanished into the plasma veil, he exhaled, the weight of first contact settling in. Nyx pulsed beside him, a silent ally in a galaxy poised to ignite. The Endurance cruised through the Orion Arm, its sleek hull cutting the void among a 150-ship fleet. Kai strode through the ship's corridors, Nyx's containment field humming beside him. The creature's glow had intensified, its size now stretching to 50 centimeters. Technicians in the biocontainment lab worked feverishly, their probes whirring over Nyx's form. Organic circuits pulsed within it, resembling quantum processors, unlike anything in Alliance records. Kai felt the neural link tighten, alien memories flickering, vast nebulae, ancient machines. He shook his head, focusing on the task. In the lab, Nyx levitated, absorbing ambient energy from the ship's systems. A technician gasped as it repaired a damaged console with a precise energy wave, neutralizing a short circuit without tools. Kai's eyes narrowed. This wasn't just instinct, it was intelligence. He logged the event, noting Nyx's potential as a tactical asset. The bond pulsed, sharpening his reflexes, as if Nyx amplified his instincts. Captain Reyes summoned him to the ready room. The veteran's scarred face was unreadable. "Explain the creature's value," Reyes demanded, arms crossed. Kai stood tall, his uniform crisp despite the mission's strain. "It's sentient, sir. Bonded to me. It could give us an edge over the Craven factions." Reyes leaned back, skeptical but intrigued. "Prove it stays here." Before Kai could respond, alarms blared. Unidentified vessels on approach. He sprinted to the bridge, Nyx trailing in its field, moving with eerie grace. The crew tensed as crystalline ships decloaked, sleek Illyrian scouts, their hulls shimmering like cut glass. A hail crackled through. Princess Leora appeared on the view screen, her silver skin gleaming under soft light. Wings of translucent energy folded behind her. "The Celestial Warden belongs to Illyria," she declared. "Return it, Kai stepped forward, voice steady. Found on our territory, alliance law applies. Leora's eyes flashed, citing royal lineage tied to Nyx over 500 years. The debate heated, interstellar treaties clashing with Illyrian tradition. Nyx pulsed beside Kai, projecting a mental image, a clear affirmation of their bond. He seized the moment. It chose me. That's not your call. The bridge fell silent. Leora's gaze hardened, but she proposed a rendezvous on Helion's surface. Kai agreed, sensing a trap. As the comms cut, sensors detected Illyrian drones shadowing the Endurance, cloaked but leaking faint emissions. Kai devised a countermeasure, plotting a dive into Helion storms to shake pursuit. Reyes approved, ordering evasive maneuvers. The cruiser plunged into the planet's atmosphere, plasma storm swallowing its signature. Kai monitored the helm, Nyx's presence steadying his focus. The drones faltered, unable to track through the interference. The Endurance broke free, stabilizing in low orbit. Kai exhaled, the bond with Nyx humming like a live wire. Back in the lab, technicians reported Nyx's growth accelerating. It manipulated energy fields with precision, rerouting power to stabilize a flickering shield grid. Kai felt its thoughts clearer now. Gratitude, purpose. He logged the data, arguing to Reyes that Nyx's abilities could counter rival fleets. The captain grunted, unconvinced but allowing observation to continue. Leora's hail came again, her tone colder. She demanded a meeting in Helion's glowing forests, neutral ground. Kai prepared, arming himself with a pulse rifle, its targeting system synced to his exosuit. 4 Marines in powered armor joined him, their suits clanking as they boarded a shuttle. Nyx floated alongside, its field humming softly. The shuttle descended, weaving through lightning strikes. Helion's forest glowed below, their bioluminescent trees casting surreal light. Kai landed at the rendezvous, boots sinking into soft earth. Lyra awaited, flanked by 10 elite guards, their energy lances crackling. Her wings were folded tightly, adapted to the stormy air. She presented a hologram, Illyrian text detailing Nyx's creation for royal bloodlines. Kai countered, voice sharp. It's bonded to me, not your royals. Nyx pulsed, generating a shield that deflected a sudden plasma burst from the sky. The Marines raised rifles, but Kai signaled restraint. Leora's guards shifted, uncertain. The standoff held, tension coiling like a spring. A new shadow fell, a stealth frigate decloaked above, its hull angular and menacing. Arkan, Leora's cousin, emerged via hollow, his silver features twisted with ambition. "Surrender the Warden!" he barked, deploying 15 drones that encircled the site. Kai's scanner pinged, detecting their disruptor beams charging. Arguments erupted. Kai cited sentient rights under alliance treaties. Arkan scoffed, threatening orbital strikes. Nyx acted, projecting a vision to all, a hidden Illyrian text revealing that Wardens chose hosts through energy resonance, not blood. Leora's guards hesitated, loyalty wavering. Arkan's drones opened fire. Kai reacted, pulse rifles snapping up. Auto-targeting locked 3 drones, shots bursting them into sparks. Marines launched grenades, smoke screens billowing to cover their retreat. Kai grabbed Leora, pulling her into the forest as Nyx shielded them, its energy deflecting beams. They sprinted through dense foliage, bioluminescent vines snagging at their suits. Kai hacked the downed drone systems, his exosuit's interface pulling intel. Arkan's base lay in the plasma rift. The shuttle loomed ahead, under fire from Arkan's frigate. Kai boarded, Nyx and Leora behind him. Interceptor missiles streaked in, forcing Kai to push the engines to 120% capacity. The shuttle shuddered, climbing through the storm. Kai wove through plasma bursts, countermeasures flaring to throw off pursuit. Nyx pulsed, stabilizing the shuttle's shields. Leora gripped her seat, eyes wide but resolute. The forest receded below, a glowing maze of danger. They broke the atmosphere, the endurance locking onto their signal. Kai docked, heart pounding. The bond with Nyx thrummed, its thoughts clearer. Alliance, defiance. Leora met his gaze, a silent agreement forming. Arkan's betrayal had shifted the game. The plasma rift awaited, and with it, answers to Nyx's power. The shuttle's hull groaned as it docked with the Endurance, the cruiser's bay swallowing them into its steel embrace. Kai stepped out, pulse rifle slung across his back. Nyx's containment field humming beside him. Leora followed, her silver skin catching the ship's lights, her light wings tucked tightly against the artificial gravity. The neural bond with Nyx pulsed stronger, feeding Kai flashes of alien intent, resolve, and urgency. He led the way to the bridge, Marines flanking them, their powered armor clanking with each step. Captain Reyes awaited, his scarred face set in a scowl. "Report," he barked. Kai recounted the skirmish, Arkan's betrayal, and Nyx's revelation about energy resonance. Leora added her own account, her voice steady despite the chaos. Reyes rubbed his jaw. "We're taking you to Elisera Crystal City, neutral ground. Prepare for diplomacy." The Endurance jumped to light speed, stars streaking past. Elisera loomed in Kai's mind, a glittering metropolis of 2 million Illyrians, shielded by a dome against cosmic radiation. Its spires of translucent crystal rose like frozen flames, a testament to their advanced tech. Nyx floated silently, its glow now a meter wide, tendrils flickering within its field. Kai felt its thoughts sharpen, urging vigilance. They landed at Elisera's diplomatic port, the air thick with the hum of energy fields. Leora led them through the city's shimmering streets, her guards forming a loose perimeter. Kai's exosuit scanned for threats, its sensors pinging faint anomalies. The royal palace awaited, its halls lined with holographic tapestries of Illyrian history. Leora convened a council of 12 elders, their silver faces stern under glowing circlets. She presented Nyx's projection, the hidden texts undermining royal bloodlines. Murmurs rippled through the chamber. One elder, eyes narrowed, questioned Leora's loyalty. Kai stepped forward, voice firm. "Nyx chose me. Resonance, not royalty, decides." Nyx pulsed, amplifying his words with a faint energy hum. The council wavered, tradition clashing with truth. Darkness fell abruptly. Power grids flickered, plunging the palace into shadow. Kai's visor switched to thermal, detecting 20 saboteurs infiltrating the lower levels. Arkan's work. He signaled Leora, who nodded, her wings flaring slightly. "Defend the chamber," she ordered her guards. Kai activated the city's automated turrets via his suit's interface, photon bolts lancing through the intruders. The saboteurs struck fast, their cloaks deflecting initial fire. Kai dove into the fray, disarming one with a vibro knife, its blade humming against the enemy's armor. Leora's wings flashed, emitting blinding pulses that staggered the attackers. Nyx hovered, weaving energy tendrils to block a grenade's blast. Kai tackled a second saboteur, pinning him. The man spat defiance, revealing Arkan's plan. Weaponize Nyx through an energy portal, sacrificing Helion's core. Nyx surged, its tendrils lashing out to repair the grid. Lights flared back on, exposing the chaos. Kai interrogated the captive, extracting coordinates for Arkan's base in the plasma rift. Alarms screamed. Arkan's propaganda broadcast hijacked the city's comms, accusing Leora of treason. Crowds gathered outside, dissenters rallying. Kai grabbed Leora's arm. "We need to move, now." They fled through a service tunnel, Nyx shielding them from collapsing panels triggered by sabotage. Leora's guards held off pursuers, their lances sparking against disruptor fire. Kai hacked a terminal, simulating a storm to mask their escape. They reached a hangar, commandeering an Illyrian skimmer, sleek, capable of Mach 5. Kai took the controls, Leora beside him, Nyx pulsing in the rear. The skimmer shot into the sky, dodging patrol craft. Kai deployed chaff dispensers, scattering reflective particles to confuse trackers. Leora fired her emitter, energy blast downing a pursuer. The plasma rift loomed ahead, a 1,000-kilometer wasteland of ionized sand and lethal radiation. Kai tuned the skimmer's shields to Nyx's frequency, protecting them from the 100 sievert per hour environment. Nyx projected a warning through the bond. It was a fragment of a 10,000-year-old precursor machine, built to stabilize planetary energies. Without the Night Star Union, its growth could destabilize Helion's core, threatening systems within a 5-light-year radius. Kai gripped the controls tighter, the weight of the revelation sinking in. Leora met his gaze, her expression grim. "We find the shrine," she said. "No other choice." Arkan's forces ambushed the mid-rift, ground vehicles roaring with railguns. Projectiles screamed at 3 kilometers per second. Kai swerved, executing barrel rolls as sand exploded around them. Lyra countered with precise energy blasts, shattering a vehicle's turret. Nyx wove a barrier, absorbing impacts that shook the skimmer's frame. They reached a precursor ruin, its spires eroded, but pulsing with faint energy. Nyx translated inscriptions, revealing the Union required dual hosts resonating at quantum frequencies. Kai's scanner pinged, bombers overhead. Cluster munitions rained down, forcing them into underground tunnels. Kai's thermal scans detected traps, disarming explosives with steady hands. Leora argued the Union's risks, her voice sharp. "If we fail, Helion burns." Kai nodded, focus unbroken. The tunnels trembled. Kai led them through, Nyx's glow lighting the way. They emerged, seizing an enemy vehicle. Kai turned its railgun on the bombers, downing 2 in fiery blasts. The Comet Shrine's coordinates flashed on his HUD. Arkan's forces closed in, but Kai floored the skimmer, Nyx stabilizing their path. The bond thrummed with purpose. Lyra's hand brushed his arm, a fleeting alliance forged in the heat of pursuit. The shrine awaited, a beacon in the void, promising answers or annihilation. The skimmer tore across the plasma rift, its engines screaming at Mach 5 as ionized dunes blurred below. Kai's hands steadied the controls, his exosuit's HUD filtering the lethal radiation, spiking at 100 sieverts per hour. Leora sat beside him, her silver skin reflecting the skimmer's console lights. Her wings folded tightly in the cramped cockpit. Nyx pulsed in the rear, its meter-wide form casting a soft glow, tendrils weaving energy to reinforce their shields. The bond thrummed, feeding Kai glimpses of ancient machinery, vast and humming with purpose. They approached a precursor ruin, its eroded spires jutting like broken teeth from the sand. Nyx's telepathic voice clarified, sharp in Kai's mind. It was a fragment of a 10,000-year-old machine, built to stabilize planets. Without the Night Star Union, its unchecked growth could fracture Helion's core, rippling destruction across a 5-light-year radius. Leora's eyes met his, resolute. "The Comet Shrine," she said. "That's where we bind it." Arkan's forces struck without warning. Railgun fire erupted, projectiles slicing the air at 3 kilometers per second. Kai swerved, the skimmer banking hard as dunes exploded around them. Leora leaned out, her emitter blazing, energy blast shattering a pursuing vehicle's turret. Nyx wove a shimmering barrier, absorbing impacts that rattled the hull. Kai pushed the engines harder, sand spraying in their wake. Bombers roared overhead, dropping cluster munitions. Explosions forced them toward underground tunnels. Kai's thermal scanner pinged, revealing hidden traps. He disarmed an explosive with steady hands, wires sparking under his tools. Leora argued tactics, voice sharp. "The Union's dangerous. We could lose control." Kai kept focus, disabling another trap. "No Union, No planet. We move. They emerged from the tunnels, seizing an enemy vehicle. Kai turned its railgun on the bombers, downing two in fiery plumes. The comet shrine's coordinates glowed on his HUD, orbiting a comet tail in high orbit. They launched skyward, Nyx cloaking their ascent with energy waves. The skimmers shuddered, breaking atmosphere into the void silence. The shrine loomed, an ancient structure tethered to a comet's nucleus, its artificial gravity holding steady at zero point 0.8 g. Kai landed under Nyx's cloak, the team slipping past automated defenses. Arkan's forces had fortified the site. 50 troops, laser grids slicing at 1,000 degrees. Kai led a stealth insertion, silenced pulse rifle, dropping perimeter guards in precise bursts. Leora's wings flared subtly, guiding them through shadows. Inside, narrow corridors echoed with footsteps. Kai flanked a patrol, his rifle's 500-round magazine pinning enemies with suppressive fire. Leora confronted a captured officer, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Arkan's betrayed you. Join us." Nyx hacked shrine systems, disabling laser grids with a pulse. The officer hesitated, then nodded, loyalty shifting. Arkan's hollow appeared, his silver face twisted with rage. "You can't stop the portal." He brandished a prototype energy sword, its blade phasing through shields. Kai met him in a collapsing corridor, platforms buckling underfoot. The sword hummed, slicing air inches from Kai's suit. He dodged, countering with reinforced gauntlets, sparks flying on impact. Nyx projected a dire warning. The portal would drain Helion's core, risking a supernova-like event, threatening 500 million lives across 3 colonies. Kai relayed it to Leora, who blasted a control node, disrupting Arkan systems. Kai tackled him, overloading the sword with Nyx's energy waves. The blade fizzled, giving Kai an opening to land a blow. Arkan's elite guard, 10 jetpack-equipped soldiers, swooped in, turning the shrine into a multi-level battlefield. Kai coordinated with Leora, grenades collapsing a walkway to trap attackers. Nyx shielded them, its tendrils deflecting disruptor fire. They fought toward the Union chamber, destroying nodes to halt the portal. The shrine groaned, structural integrity failing. Leora grabbed Kai's arm, urgency in her eyes. "We're out of time." They sprinted, Nyx clearing a path with energy bursts. Arkan's forces pressed harder, jetpacks roaring. Kai fired, dropping 2 guards, while Leora's wings flashed, disorienting others. The chamber's entrance loomed, conduits glowing with comet energy. Kai hacked the final node, sparks raining as it shorted out. Nyx pulsed, urging them forward. The bond surged, filling Kai with clarity. Human adaptability meshed with Illyrian precision. Lyra's hand brushed his. A fleeting alliance solidified in combat. The chamber awaited, its power humming like a heartbeat. Arkan's shadow loomed behind, his plan unraveling, but his resolve unbroken. Kai steadied his rifle, ready for the final push, the fate of worlds hanging in the balance. The skimmer hurtled over the plasma rift, a vast 1,000-kilometer expanse of energy-charged dunes where radiation spiked beyond 100 sieverts per hour. Kai adjusted the controls, syncing the vehicle's shields to Nyx's unique frequency for protection. Leora monitored the scanners, her silver skin aglow under the cockpit's dim lights, her wings tucked away. Nyx hovered in the back, its form now a full meter, tendrils pulsing with restrained power. The neural bond deepened, feeding Kai visions of forgotten worlds, urging him forward. Nyx's telepathic voice cut through his thoughts, clear and resonant. It revealed its origins, a shard of an ancient living machine, forged by precursors 10,000 years ago to balance planetary energies. Kai gripped the yoke tighter, processing the weight of it. Leora turned, her eyes meeting his. "What does it say?" Kai relayed the message, voice steady amid the hum of engines. Nyx warned of catastrophe. Without the Night Star Union, Its growth could ignite a chain reaction, shattering Helion's core and dooming systems within a 5-light-year radius. Arkan's ambush erupted from the dunes. Ground vehicles surged forward, railguns barking fire. Projectiles streaked at 3 kilometers per second, slamming into the sand with explosive force. Kai yanked the skimmer into a barrel roll, evading a barrage that scorched the air. Leora fired her personal emitter, energy blasts lancing out to cripple a vehicle's tracks. Nyx extended tendrils, weaving temporary barriers that absorbed the impacts, shimmering like liquid light. The chase intensified, dunes whipping past in a blur. Kai weaved through energy geysers, using the rift's hazards to his advantage. Another vehicle closed in, its turret swiveling. Kai dove low, skimming the sand to force the pursuer into a radiation pocket. Leora blasted its engine, flames erupting as it flipped end over end. Nyx's barriers held firm, deflecting stray rounds that could have pierced the hull. They spotted the precursor ruin ahead, its weathered obelisks rising like sentinels. Kai brought the skimmer to a halt behind a dune, dust settling around them. Nyx floated forward, interfacing with the inscriptions etched into the stone. Ancient symbols glowed under its touch, translating into shared visions. The Union demanded dual hosts, their energies resonating at precise quantum frequencies. Kai studied the data on his HUD, committing it to memory. Leora nodded, her expression focused. "We can do this." Bombers thundered overhead, shadows crossing the ruin. Cluster munitions rained down, explosions cratering the ground. Kai shouted a warning, pulling Leora into the tunnels below. Nyx followed, its glow illuminating the dark passages. The air grew thick, rigged traps humming with latent energy. Kai's thermal scanner pinged, highlighting explosives embedded in the walls. He knelt, precision tools in hand, disarming a charge with careful twists. Wires sparked, but the device went inert. Leora covered him, emitter ready. "The Union's a risk," she argued, voice echoing. "If our resonance fails, we doom everything." Kai clipped another wire, sweat beading on his brow. "Better than letting Arkan weaponize it. We adapt. We survive." Nyx pulsed agreement, its tendrils scanning ahead for more threats. Another trap loomed, a pressure plate rigged to collapse the ceiling. Kai bypassed it, rerouting the circuit with a quick hack. Deeper in, the tunnels branched. Kai chose the path Nyx indicated, its visions guiding them. A rumble shook the walls, pursuers entering above. Kai disarmed a final explosive, the device clicking harmlessly. They emerged into daylight, the ruins' far side offering cover. An enemy vehicle idled nearby, its crew scouting. Kai signaled Leora, and they struck silently. He tackled a guard, vibro knife silencing the threat. Leora blinded the other with a wing flash, her emitter finishing the job. They commandeered the vehicle, its railgun turrets swiveling under Kai's control. Bombers circled back, munitions bays opening. Kai fired, the railgun spitting projectiles that tore through one bomber's wing. It spiraled down, crashing in a fireball. Leora manned the secondary emitter, blasting the second bomber's engines. Debris rained as it exploded midair. Nyx reinforced the vehicle's shields, absorbing shrapnel. With the skies clear, they accelerated toward the rift's edge. The Comet Shrine's orbital path aligned ahead, a launch window opening. Kai punched the coordinates, the vehicle transforming for ascent. Engines roared, propelling them upward. Arkan's frigate loomed in the distance, sensors sweeping. Nyx cloaked their signature, bending energy waves to hide them. In orbit, the shrine appeared, an ancient edifice orbiting a comet's tail. Gravity field steady at 0.8 G. Kai docked under cover, the team gearing up. Arkan's fortifications were heavy, 50 troops, laser grids hot at 1,000 degrees. Kai led the infiltration, silenced pulse weapon, dropping guards in coordinated strikes. Leora whispered tactics, her knowledge of Illyrian tech proving vital. Corridors narrowed, resistance mounting. Kai flanked a squad, his rifle's 500-round magazine unleashing suppressive fire. Enemies pinned down, he advanced. Leora confronted an officer, exposing Arkan's lies. The man wavered, then defected, disabling a grid. Nyx hacked systems, protocols crumbling under its influence. Arkan confronted them, energy sword phasing through defenses. Kai dueled amid crumbling platforms, gauntlets clashing against the blade. Nyx revealed the portal's horror, draining Helion to endanger 500 million souls across 3 colonies. Kai coordinated with Leora, overloading the sword. It sparked out, Arkan staggering. Elite guards jetted in, 10 strong with aerial assaults. The shrine became a war zone, levels collapsing. Kai destroyed a node, portal flickering. Tension peaked, structure groaning. They pushed to the chamber, Nyx shielding the way. Leora's hand gripped Kai's shoulder, an alliance forged in fire. The Union loomed, a ritual to save or destroy. The Comet Shrine orbited the comet's tail, a monolithic structure of precursor alloy, its artificial gravity fields locked at 0.8 G. Kai guided the commandeered vehicle in under Nyx's cloak, energy waves bending light around them. The shrine's surface gleamed with faint luminescence, docking ports hidden among crystalline facets. Leora checked her emitter, wings folded for stealth. Nyx pulsed softly, its meter-wide form stabilizing the cloak against sensor sweeps. Arkan's faction had turned the shrine into a fortress. 50 troops patrolled, backed by automated defenses, laser grids that could slice armor at 1,000 degrees. Kai's HUD mapped the layout, highlighting entry points. He led the insertion, silenced pulse weapons ready. The team slipped through an airlock, gravity shifting as they entered. Perimeter guards fell to coordinated strikes, bodies crumpling without alarm. Inside, corridors narrowed, walls etched with ancient runes. Resistance hit hard. A squad rounded a corner, energy lances charging. Kai flanked them, his rifle barking suppressive fire from its 500-round magazine. Bolts pinned the enemies against bulkheads. Leora blasted a console, shorting lights to create shadows. Nyx extended tendrils, hacking a turret to turn on its own. They captured an officer mid-firefight. Leora pressed her emitter to his chest. "Arkan's using you," she said, voice cutting. "He'll sacrifice Helion for power." The officer's eyes widened, doubt cracking his resolve. He provided codes, swaying a nearby guard to stand down. Nyx interfaced with the shrine's core, disabling security protocols one by one. Alarms silenced, grids powered down. Arkan emerged from the shadows, his prototype energy sword humming. The blade phased through shields, a deadly arc of plasma. "You end here," he snarled, charging Kai. Platforms groaned underfoot, collapsing from prior damage. Kai dodged, the sword scorching his exosuit. He countered with gauntlet strikes, metal clashing against energy. The duel raged across buckling levels, debris tumbling into voids. Nyx projected the truth into their minds. Activating the portal would siphon Helion's core, risking a supernova event. 3 nearby colonies, home to 500 million, faced annihilation. Kai relayed it mid-parry. "Stop this, Arkan. It's madness." Arkan laughed, swinging wider. Leora flanked him, her blast forcing him back. Combat escalated. Kai coordinated with Leora, timing Nyx's waves to overload the sword. Energy surged, the blade flickering, unstable. Kai seized the opening, landing a punch that cracked Arkan's armor. The villain staggered, summoning reinforcements via comms. 10 elite guards jetted in, jetpacks roaring, aerial assaults turning the shrine into chaos. Guards dove from upper levels, disruptors firing. Kai rolled behind cover, returning fire that shredded a jetpack. Flames erupted as the guard plummeted. Lyra used her wings to leap, blasting 2 midair. Nyx wove barriers, deflecting beams. The team pushed forward, destroying control nodes. Explosions rippled, portals flickering, unstable. A node exploded nearby, shaking the structure. Kai hacked another, wires sparking under his tools. Arkin rallied his guards, sword reignited. "Take them!" Jetpacks hummed, guards encircling. Kai flanked again, grenade collapsing a platform. 3 guards fell into the abyss. Leora argued with a wavering officer over comms, pulling him to their side. Nyx revealed more. Portal activation timelines. Minutes left. Kai destroyed a key node, energy conduits rupturing. The shrine groaned, integrity failing. Cracks spiderwebbed the walls. They fought to the Union chamber, laser grids bypassed by Nyx's hacks. Arkin closed in, sword phasing through a barrier. Kai dueled anew, gauntlets blocking strikes. Leora blasted Arkin's flank, distracting him. Nyx overloaded systems, light strobing. Guards pressed, but defections thinned their ranks. Kai disarmed one with a vibro knife, turning the weapon against another. The chamber door loomed, sealed but vulnerable. Tension peaked. A massive quake hit, platform shearing off. Kai grabbed a ledge, pulling Leora up. Nyx shielded them from falling debris. Arkin lunged, sword aimed at Kai's core. Leora intercepted, her emitter clashing. Energy feedback surged. Kai struck, shattering Arkin's guard. The villain retreated, calling more troops. They breached the chamber, destroying the final node. Portals dimmed, crisis averted for now. Nyx pulsed urgency. The Union must begin. Arkin's forces converged outside, mechanized suits amplifying their assault. The shrine trembled, comet energy unstable. Kai barred the door, rifle ready. Leora prepared the ritual site. The battle raged on, every second critical. Reinforcements smashed barriers, strength multiplied by 10. Kai held the line, improvised explosives from scavenged parts detonating entry points. Chunks of alloy collapsed, trapping attackers. Nyx linked their minds, synchronizing moves. Leora created a vortex with her wings, repelling projectiles. Arkin breached, sword clashing against Kai's defenses. Nyx transformed, expanding to 10 meters, light wings unfurling. Energy waves dismantled Arkin's armor, piece by piece. The Union completed in a surge, enhancing Kai and Leora. They countered, routing the remaining 20 troops. Arkin tried activating the portal last-ditch effort, but Nyx overrode it, vaporizing his forces in overload. The shrine stabilized and Arkin captured. Nyx projected a vision, future human exploiters. Stakes rose beyond victory. Kai and Leora, now dual wardens, faced the horizon. Elisera awaited alliances to forge. The core chamber of the Comet Shrine sprawled before them, a vast hall where energy conduits snaked across the walls, channeling raw power from the comet's nucleus. Kai barred the entrance with a salvaged bulkhead, his pulse rifle scanning for breaches. Leora moved to the central dais, her emitter ready, wings half unfurled. Nyx hovered above, its form pulsing as it initiated the Union ritual. The air hummed with quantum frequencies, neural patterns linking Kai and Leora in a delicate sync. Arkin's final assault hammered the doors. Mechanized suits crashed through barriers, their amplifiers boosting strength tenfold. Troops poured in, armor gleaming under strobing lights. Kai rigged improvised explosives from scavenged circuits and power cells, wiring them to entry points. He detonated the first charge, collapsing a corridor and trapping 5 attackers under debris. Dust billowed, buying seconds. Nyx's voice echoed in their minds, guiding the ritual. Kai felt Leora's neural signature align with his, a surge of shared awareness. Distractions mounted, disruptor fire peppered the chamber. Leora deployed her wings, generating a defensive vortex that spun projectiles away in a whirlwind of energy. "Cover the flanks," she commanded Kai, her voice steady over the roar. He nodded, firing suppressive bursts to pin a squad. Arkan breached the chaos. His energy sword reignited, phasing through a makeshift shield. He charged Kai, blade clashing against reinforced gauntlets in a brutal melee. Sparks flew as Kai blocked, the impact jarring his arms. Arkan pressed, sword humming with lethal intent. "You'll fall, human," he snarled. Kai twisted, using the suit's thrusters for a quick dodge, countering with a gauntlet strike to Arkan's side. Mid-ritual, Nyx transformed. Its body expanded to 10 meters, light wings unfurling like solar sails. Energy waves cascaded out, targeting Arkan's armor. Plates buckled and peeled away piece by piece, servos whining in protest. Arkan staggered, exposed. The waves rippled wider, disrupting mechanized suits and forcing troops back. The Union surged to completion. Power flooded Kai and Leora, enhancing their reflexes and strength. Kai felt Leora's tactics merge with his, human adaptability fused with Illyrian precision. They coordinated seamlessly, Kai flanking while Leora blasted. His rifle targeted joints in the suits, dropping 2 troops. Leora vortexed a group, slamming them into walls. The counteroffensive routed the remaining 20, their formation crumbling under the onslaught. Arkan, armor in tatters, lunged for the portal controls. His hands slammed the activator, energy conduits flaring to life. The shrine trembled, Helion's core drawing beginning. Kai tackled him, but Arkan fought back, sword grazing Kai's suit. Nyx intervened, overriding the systems with a precise pulse. Energy reversed, channeling back in a tactical overload. Arkan's forces vaporized in a flash of light, suits disintegrating mid-charge. Arkan slumped, defeated and captured, his sword clattering to the floor. The shrine stabilized, conduits dimming to a safe hum. Kai bound Arkan with energy cuffs, pulse rifle trained. Leora secured the chamber, her wings folding as the ritual's glow faded. Nyx contracted to its prior size, projecting a final vision. Future human factions exploiting Warden energies, their greed a looming threat. Kai met Leora's gaze, the bond lingering like an echo. "It's not over," he said. She nodded, voice firm. "We face it together." The vision heightened the victory's edge, shadows of betrayal from within humanity. They prepared to leave, Nyx pulsing approval. Illessera Crystal City called, alliances to reform and truths to unveil. The shuttle detached from the shrine, comet tail receding in the void. Kai piloted, systems green after Nyx's repairs. Arkan sat restrained in the hold, silent under guard. Lyra reviewed data logs, her silver features set in determination. The dual warden bond thrummed, a new era dawning amid uncertainty. They jumped to light speed, stars streaking. Illessera's dome loomed on approach, shielding its 2 million inhabitants. Kai docked at the royal port, crew securing Arkan for trial. The council awaited in the palace, and elders gathered under holographic displays. Kai and Leora presented evidence. Nyx's projections of Arkan's treason, the portal's near catastrophe. Murmurs rippled as the council absorbed the truth. Bloodlines yielded to resonance, reforms sweeping through. A new alliance treaty spanned 50 star systems, human and Illyrian fleets integrating. Kai oversaw tech merges, Nyx's enhancements boosting defenses. Pulse weapons gained energy fields, and cloaking was applied to 100 ships. Celebrations unfolded in the crystal halls, simulations demonstrating combined tactics. Kai fired augmented rifles and drills, Leora's emitters weaving shields. They discussed the vision privately, planning recon missions against suspect human factions. Nyx stabilized Helion storms, plasma activity dropping 40%, a symbol of balance restored. Diplomatic envoys exchanged protocols, emphasizing spiritual resonance over dominance. Kai reflected on his arc, from naive pilot to strategic leader, and doubts forged into pride. Leora touched his hand, romance budding in quiet moments. "We've changed everything," she said. Peace settled, but vigilance remained. Kai trained in simulations, preparing for internal threats. The final council affirmed the message: true power in resonance, not greed. An era of cautious alliance began, doubts lingering like distant stars. The shuttle streaked toward Elysra Crystal City, leaving the comet shrine's fading glow behind. Kai piloted smoothly, the dual warden bond with Lyra and Nyx humming like a unified pulse. Arkan sat in restraints, his silver features defeated, the energy sword confiscated and deactivated. Leora monitored systems, her wings relaxed for the first time in hours. Nyx floated between them, its form stabilized, projecting calm after the overload. They docked at the city's royal port, the massive dome shielding against cosmic rays welcoming them. Guards escorted Arkan to holding, his treason evidence already transmitted. Kai and Leora, now dual wardens, strode into the palace halls, Nyx accompanying with a soft levitation. The Council of 12 Elders convened swiftly, holographic displays illuminating the chamber. Kai presented the captured data, portal schematics, and Arkan's communications. Leora added her testimony, voice resolute. The elders deliberated briefly, then overthrew Arkan's influence. Reform swept in. Energy resonance over bloodlines, ending centuries of rigid tradition. A new alliance treaty was formalized, linking the human alliance in Illyria across 50 star systems. Kai felt the shift, his role evolving from lone pilot to interstellar guardian. Integration began immediately. Nyx's technology merged into joint fleets, enhancing defenses against external threats. Kai oversaw upgrades, incorporating Illyrian cloaking into 100 Alliance ships. Pulse weapons gained energy fields, tested in simulated skirmishes. The drills showcased combined tactics, human adaptability, and weaving with Illyrian precision. Kai fired an augmented rifle, its bolts piercing mock targets with unerring accuracy. Celebrations echoed through Elysra's crystal spires. Banquets featured holographic reenactments of the battle, crowds cheering the dual wardens. Kai and Leora shared a quiet moment on a balcony overlooking the city. Stars glittered beyond the dome. "We've built something lasting," Leora said, her hand finding his. Kai squeezed it, romance kindling in the aftermath. "From a storm on Helion to this, I was just a pilot, naive about the galaxy's depths. Now, I see our strength lies in unity." Nyx stabilized Helion's plasma storms remotely, activity dropping 40%. Glowing forests calmed, symbolizing the Union's ripple. Diplomatic envoys exchanged protocols, emphasizing spiritual resonance in relations. Warden protection became paramount, and guards were trained in joint maneuvers. Kai reflected on his growth. Once a junior pilot dodging storms, he now stood as a strategic leader, pride swelling in humanity's resilience. Doubts from early missions had forged into unyielding resolve. Leora leaned closer, their bond deepening beyond the ritual, a partnership born of fire. Yet the vision lingered. Nyx projected it again during a council session. Future human factions exploiting warden energies, greed twisting alliances. Kai planned reconnaissance, deploying scouts to monitor suspect groups. "We stay vigilant," he told Leora. She nodded, wings brushing his arm. Training intensified, simulations preparing for betrayals from within. In the final council meeting, under the dome's ethereal light, Kai addressed the assembly. His voice carried the weight of battles won. "We've uncovered truths buried by power. True connections transcend species, rooted in resonance, not blood. The enemy isn't always an alien. Often it's the greed within us. But together, as dual wardens, we forge a path of balance. Humanity's spirit, unbowed, will guide us through the shadows ahead." The words hung in the air, a psychological anchor for Kai. He felt the galaxy's vastness, his naivety replaced by bravery earned in combat. Pride in humanity surged, tempered by caution. Lara stood beside him, their alliance a beacon. Nyx pulsed agreement, the trio united. An era dawned, cautious yet hopeful, amid lingering doubts of what greed might unleash.